Is everyone able to see me? Can I see myself? There we go. I feel like I'm a little bit behind. Okay. So I think there's a few second delay on my end. Is everyone able to hear and see me? Obviously, the first live stream back after a while has to run into as many technical difficulties as possible. I'm just going to get my phone, make sure I'm all caught up on my end. Hi, Kat. Your pizza's gotten big? All right. Okay, perfect. Sorry, I didn't have an opportunity to get dressed or anything. I've literally been putting kids down the last little while. I'm actually quite surprised that there's no like food stains or saliva all over me. But yeah, oh yeah, no, I've gotten over the latest round of being sick. So, hello, Lemmy, Patrick, Cheese. Ooh, everyone's here. Nice. Well, not everyone, but hopefully people will join. But yeah, it's nice to see everybody again. I'm sorry it's been so long. It's just been so hectic with I think I told everyone I moved to a new place in February, March. Another baby, work, all this stuff has just been I don't need to preach to anybody how hard things are right now, but I'm glad to be back live. And I'm gonna show you my screen and we can pick a game together because I've downloaded a whole bunch of games, including a 4v4 Rage Forest, even though you know that I hate Rage Forest for one reason alone, which is around the 40-minute mark. The game just slows down, like incredibly slows down. I don't know why. I sent the issue to Capture Age and they mentioned it might be something with my computer or the graphics card, but my computer is like pretty brand new and graphics card is pretty strong. So I'll leave it up to the chat to decide. Do you guys want to start with a 1v1? Do you want to start with Hera, the Viper, Mr. Yo, Survivalist, DauT, Heart, MBL, Tato, Capuch? Or do you want to watch the 4v4 Rage Forest to start with? Edelweiss. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Kat, that's right. You just came back to sunny Canada. You want to watch 1v1? Okay, so the first person to list a name we'll watch that name. Okay, 1v1 with MBL or DauT. Okay, so let's find MBL or DauT. Ooh, okay, you know what? With the shoe, this is a new civilization, so let's just start with this one. 1v1 with Survivalist. Okay, we'll do that next. All right, I'm not going to bother changing the names. DauT shenanigans. Okay, we'll get to DauT. We'll do some Survivalist as well, but game number one, we've got MBL playing as the shoe in blue, and Lewis playing as the Aztecs in red. It would have been cool if Aztecs rhymed with red, and then the blue shoe and the red Aztec. Gator gotta eat. Rambo. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I know it's been a hot minute since I've been live. Now, with these new civilizations, the shoe, the way, the chitons, all of them, I have to really go to my notes because not a lot of action on the ranked ladder with these civilizations. You'd be surprised. Let's do the removal of the all line of sight. So let's take a look at the shoe. I've categorized them as move aside Britons. We've got another range focused civilization. Their lumberjacks generate food, which does help out since all of their archer techs in the archery range and the blacksmith are pretty food intensive, but do cost 25% fewer resources. Okay, so they obviously lean heavily towards the range units. Their foot archers come with extra line of sight, and their archer line can be upgraded to fire 2 extra arrows. Ooh, so like a Chukanu. Now the question is, when they fire their extra arrows, maybe Edelweiss, you might know this. If you upgrade with bolt magazine, do they also do 0 melee damage like Chukanus do and Kipchaks? I.e., are they good at taking down rams, or are they just firing 2 extra arrows? We got the White Feather Guard, a relatively weak infantry unit, slows down enemy units attacking it. And they have, ooh, a War Chariot. Cavalry Siege unit that replaces their Scorpions with a 2 attack modes. Okay, so another confusing unit. We'll see if we see any of those. AC Dragon Rider. I am doing well. Hopefully we get to see some big battles. Daniel. The first Daniel back. All right, so we've got MBL again playing as the blue shoe on the left. We've got Lewis playing as the Aztecs Classic Civilization. No one can pump out military units quite like the Aztecs. Man, oh man, do they train faster. By the way, I can just do this now. I don't even have to do civilization introductions. Start with 50 gold. Villagers carry extra food. Units train 15% faster. So that was lowered a little bit recently. And the Jaguar Warrior, I think fully maxed out. If you're not familiar with the Jaguar Warrior, this unit got a complete Hollywood Botox style lymphatic injection. And it now can attack on a, I think it's a 31, if I'm not mistaken. A freaking 31, because every time it kills a unit, it gets a +1 attack. So that is pretty darn bonkers. Also bonkers is having to push your Ibex through a pile of stone. Stubborn Ibex. Oh, this is the worst when they get stuck in these little corners. And then you have no clue where the hell to send your scout. But of course, I'm not Lewis. I don't have 2800 Elo. And so he obviously has a much easier time. Blue shoe game, chuckle. The blue. It's funny. I should have made some kind of Elvis comment about blue suede shoes here. So I'm curious to see how the new civilizations stack up against. I'm not going to say an old civilization, but a relatively middle-aged civilization. The Aztecs are fairly mature civ. Let's take a look at where the resources are located, because recently on Arabia, resources are far and few between. Secondary patch of gold and primary stone all the way to the front. Primary gold, secondary stone, and is this a, no, this is a 4 patch. He just hasn't seen the 4th. Yeah, see how far away it is now? I don't know whether this is good or bad. Let's remove the fog of war and actually just to forget that. Let's take a look at the map itself. Mushu, blue shoe. There we go. I knew somebody would come up with something more clever than me. You think the new civs are good? You're correct, an established civilization. You know, it's put its feet up. It's gotten comfortable. It knows what it's doing. Lewis, though, mining a bit of gold without any mining camp. We'll see what happens. He still needs 35 gold to get that. By the way, how's the quality? How's the sound? How's everything? This is the first time back. Of course, I had to start an hour earlier my preparations because the all the file locations were different and everything was just completely messed up. So I'm hoping the graphics are back. The speed is okay. There's no glitches. I'm noticing a little bit of lag, but hopefully nothing too crazy. And FYI, no more relic in the dead center of the map, but we've got a black bear. We've got a black bear attacking uphill. Smokey says no fire and dies. No more relic in the center. So the relics are now, as we would say in Canada, strewn about all over the map. We've got one right in the corner of the map. Still no kills. 9 minutes in. Both players are in feudal. We've got an archery range there. We go. Big surprise. Although MBL is upgrading his infantry, which is still hiding inside this barracks. 4 or 5 of them come out. And they're going to be upgraded at a little bit later than his opponents, but he outnumbers. And they do come with an attack bonus against eagles. Not big right now. Now, remember, eagles have been reclassified as shock infantry. I don't know why they needed to add that. Recategorization. I think just, I forget what other unit now has shock infantry. But it also takes bonus damage from these militia line units. Everything looks good to you? Awesome. Holy pigeon. You just visited Denmark and Sweden last month. And now you want those? Oh, yeah. When I was in Sweden, I went to some museum and there was some guard there. Finally, we've got a kill. MBL draws first blood in very colorful little pantaloons and a giant pike. He almost looked like a Swiss guard. I don't know what building it was. It was pretty rainy outside. I just was trying to get indoors and have some lunch. That was the extent of my stay in Stockholm. I came for one day and then I basically spent the whole time looking for a place to eat. You don't know how Bolt magazine works. The same as Chukanu's. It would do, yeah, exactly. It should do melee damage. We'll see. Hopefully we get to see the upgrade. Archer line fire additional projectiles there, but it doesn't actually tell us what the damage is of those projectiles. They made more relics more random. Yeah, it's true. I don't mind relics being more random. It was a little bit predictable, which makes this guy's hunting a boar in the middle of all this. It made it kind of annoying for the Burmese, which have that bonus where they can see the relics. If everyone else can kind of guess where the relics are, well, that bonus is kind of useless. Eagle goes down. Militia goes down. But what is this? Just a small little skill check from MBL. In the meantime, he is building up a ranged force, hanging out in the middle of the map. Not much a-doing, and getting attack and range upgrades. Jeremy, hello, hello. The Royal Armory in Gamlistan? It might have been Gamlistan. Every Scandinavian city seems to have a Gamlistan. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, if you kill the boars now with a town center, you still get their food, or the ibex, or the deer, or the sheep, or whatever. So they made the game a little bit more noob friendly, which is pretty cool. Candy, Swedish meatball, and ice cream hobbit. Yeah, Edelweiss, I was gonna say it's timelines are a little tricky in Age of Empires 2. I don't think the I don't think the Spanish and the Romans. Okay. So MBL putting on some pressure. I thought maybe he's doing this because back home he's kind of gathering resources, building up his bank, trying to get to Castle Age, but no, he's fully investing in Feudal Age here. And it's actually Lewis with the food who's looks like he's going to go up now. Finally, it only took 16 minutes, but he's got himself a mining camp in the back of the base. Let's see, maybe I'm wrong. MBL has the gold. He's got more villagers on food than Lewis. Weak scout, pulls a Hera, sends it in the middle of nowhere to actually take a look at what's going on. Yeah, and he's continuing to wall off while he's putting on a little bit of pressure. So both players in a bit of a holding pattern. Lewis noticed that his opponent has fletching, so he's getting it as well. Fairly standard openings here. I'm curious. I really do want to see the Shu and their unique units. I want to see all the 5 new civs and their unique units. The what's the last one? The Wu. My goodness. I cannot make heads or tails of the Wu. It's literally in my introduction to the civilization in my notes that I made. Is just, I think I started by saying I have no clue what the hell the civilization is about. Okay, well, MBL's first to castle. Lewis. I like that both players kept their stone. It's a bit of an agreement between the players. Hey, I'll attack you softly. You defend softly. Upgrades identical. both economic and military, but horse collar getting got for our shoe player. Which is interesting. Would you prioritize horse collar if your lumberjacks generate food? I don't know that you necessarily need to focus so much on farming. Horse collar really just saves you wood and construction time. Looks like the scout finally died. Eagle's the name of the game for red. Yeah, we need it. We will get to hopefully some more. I'm torn. I want to say hopefully we get some more civilizations, but I kind of want to say hopefully we also just chill a little bit. What are we at now? 50? 50 civilizations? And yeah, if you're joining for the first time, and now we're getting melee upgrades. Okay. Melee armor, melee attack, arson. So yeah, I apologize, haven't had an opportunity yet to put together some new videos daily wise or shorts. I figured I would start with a live stream, maybe an hour or two tonight, just to get back into the groove of things. As the kids get a little bit older, hopefully it'll become easier to live stream in the evenings, and hopefully as work gets a little bit easier as well, I'll be able to start editing some more videos on the weekends and stuff like that. So I'm hoping to get back into the groove of it. Unfortunately, I think I said before, I don't think I'll be back to doing daily videos, but some kind of regularity I'm hoping for, at least, at the very least. Of course, I've said that every time I live stream. And by the way, Blue is stuck. MBL, the door has shut behind him. His skirmishers here now with Bodkin. Okay. All right. Not too sure investing in that. That being said, maybe I'm the idiot. So far, he's doing pretty good. He's got the high ground in this engagement. He's got the melee units. What's their HP? Pretty darn weak. But it doesn't matter, as red skirmishers chase blue, the red swordsman closes in and kills the skirmishers. And BL doing a lot more damage than I thought he would. Who's kidding who? He's getting scouting. He's seeing the lumber line in the back, which he should have kind of guessed because he sees no lumberjacks here on the left side on the front portion of the map, of the base. Right, 53 if you count the Chronicle civs. My goodness. MBL, okay. He's killed a villager. He's killed 25 units. Again, I didn't think this would get as much done as it did, but the skirmishers are elite. Eagle warriors, where the hell are you? Okay, you've scouted the reinforcements, but now you need to send them. These skirmishers can't be healthy, right? Yeah, look at them. Your skirmishers have died of dysentery. The monk chases, the swordsman chases, the eagle chases, and oh, he pulls a Hera, but he loses a villager and a monk. My goodness, MBL is getting a lot of value out of some basic skirmishers with Bodkin. Two food per minute per villager when they're cutting wood. 10 villagers, that would be 20 food per minute. That's not bad in the earlier stages of the game. That's like, that might work out to like 4 or 5 more military units than your opponent. Third TC going up for our Mushu Blue Shoe, as the second one went up next to the gold. In the meantime, Lewis has had absolutely no luck economically. He's down 10 villagers. That took a lot of micro. Look at this battlefield. Red and blue all over the place. But in terms of actual micro skill, it looks like MBL has emerged victorious, and now he's getting armor upgrades for his skirmishers and his one sad solitary cavalry archer. One is the loneliest number. Now Aztec Eagles, their unique tech is their punch, the +4 with Garland Wars, no extra armor, no extra HP. So we'll see how well they do against a cav archer that can outrun them, but MBL's back again and he knows exactly where to go because he's been here before. He's going for the stone, the wood. Our red Aztec might have to start jacking wood in the front of his base. He may have no choice here. But again, Lewis is out of wood. This whole game, the theme, Lewis is out of wood. Yeah, those skirmishers really are MVP. MBL is now ahead 20 villagers. It's hard to see how he can lose this momentum right now. Although there are Eagles in the base. Eagles with 0 villager kills, 3 total army kills. Okay, well, MBL gets shoot away. This guy's joining. Going to his death. Oh, why are you fighting uphill against the unit that has an attack bonus against you? And it's not +2 anymore. Now it's +6. And now you're running under TC fire. Okay, so Lewis a little flustered here, I get the sense. That being said, he has an opportunity here. MBL has no forward momentum. There's literally nothing blue here in the front of the map. It's in fact our Aztec with 500 stone and 11 villagers on stone who's moving forward. I don't know about this. This kind of seems like one of those moments where pro players feel like, okay, I'm so far behind, I have to do an all-in, and now he's going to try to castle drop. Red chases blue, black chases red, piebald horse watching it all. I feel like this is where pro players, instead of just chilling and taking a minute and trying to grow your economy and micro this, and that, they feel like they have to do an all-in. Has MBL seen the house? Yeah, he's seen the house. So he knows there's villagers here, if he didn't already. Ugh, the bear attacks the villagers. The skirmishers are dying. So Lewis's opportunity window is narrowing more and more and more here. He's got a very interesting army. He's managed to push MBL south, which means he can now move in. I don't know. We'll see if this works. This is not a bad location. Lane, the archery range, a barracks, the town center, farms, 2 town centers, pardon me. We'll see if MBL allows us to go up. Yeah, infantry being useful is fantastic. They buff their speed. Okay, Lewis builds a bit of a blockade since he's lost this fight, but now there's 4 skirmishers moving forward. Castle is almost done, 30% more. Oh, he's right-clicking. The villagers have taken their Pervitin. Okay, he's leaving them alone because he wants to compete with his castle. Oh, they finish at the exact same moment. Blew a little bit in front, but there you go. Now you've wasted all the villager time. Your castle's in the forward position. Your opponent, by the way, gorgeous castle. Beautiful castle. But now what? What's the game plan here for Lewis? More eagles? Let's see. You know what? This actually does put a pause on MBL. He's going to have to deal with this castle. He himself is still in castle. He's not going up to Imperial. A siege workshop with, I'm assuming, rams going to be popping out any second. But to be fair, Lewis has an opportunity here. Now he's down 30 villagers. I mean, I'm always like a glass half full kind of person. It's getting hard in this game to see a glass half full. That being said, MBL is putting 0 pressure on his opponent right now. Does Lewis know about the palisades up here? He doesn't. If he knew, he would probably try to bust his way up here. FYI, I see a converted eagle here in the middle of all of these lumberjacks. That's hilarious. Oh, he picked the weak spot. He found the weak spot, the one palisade, but it's being blocked by the Leonidas swordsman. And here come the rams. Petards as well. He's going to have to delete his own house if he wants to move those petards forward. So Lewis has an opportunity. He's down villagers. He may be able to build a massive, massive army. That being said, I don't know that eagles are necessarily the way. You have a castle. Unfortunately, it's here. Jaguar warriors are going to get shot down the second they pop out. There's no going around that. If you want them to survive, you probably need like 10 jaguars. And like 3 of them will sort of make it out alive. Here we go. This is good for Lewis. He's only got forging. There we go, white feather guard. So they slowed down, I guess, the the attacked unit. Looks like the petards managed to knock this castle down. And the White Feather Guard champion is attacking. Yeah, this is why you can't just pop out. Now, luckily, no ballistics for blue, which means his Jaguar does survive. Is Lewis going to pull some kind of rabbit out of his hat here? He's got one castle left. He can start pumping out Jaguars, which, again, gets stronger the more kills they have. And they still have that ridiculous attack bonus against infantry, even though it was lowered recently. What, the White Feather Guard HP? It's ridiculous for an infantry unit at this stage, yeah. Alright, Lewis putting on pressure. He's literally throwing everything he possibly can at his opponent. Tower goes up. Eagles and Jaguars, the animal kingdom comes together to attack the Wu. The Shu, pardon me, not the Wu. I've got Wu on the brain. Okay, takes the high ground. Good kill there. Now, to be fair, MBL is still 28 villagers, 27 villagers ahead. What a cool unit. I love that wooden shield with the rim. One Jaguar goes for the villager, one Jaguar goes for the warrior. Okay, okay. Will he get her before he dies? Maybe, maybe. +3 attack. Do you get the +1 attack when you kill a villager? I don't think so. Well, he's going off to die. Eagles again raiding the economy. If only he was the Incas and the Eagles cost a little bit less. But he is paying full price. Lewis repairing his... okay. Oh, I guess he doesn't have surface area to repair the tower. And let's see what he can do here. Okay, building a house. Doesn't really need it. It's got 30 population space. And we are seeing the war chariot. So this unit has 2 modes. And it seems like we are on the first mode that fires more arrows in a spread. But it's kind of like an Arambai. If the arrow misses and lands on another unit, it still does 100% damage. So you can either have the Arambai, where it fires a bunch of arrows with horrible accuracy. Well, it says base accuracy 100. I don't think that's correct. Or you can have the Scorpion mode, where it fires 1 arrow, or fewer arrows, pardon me, but they do pass through damage. Lewis returns home, and it looks, if you look at the minimap, looks like he's sending more units home. So his attack is over. And now he wants to focus on his economy. Second town center going up in the middle of this fight, which he's losing. Well, not hard to see why they called the White Feather Guard with the white little feather on top of their helmets. They are taking on Eagles. Do they come with an attack bonus against Eagles? Of course they do. +4. Everything comes with an attack bonus against Eagles these days. Let's see what's going on back here. One individual Jaguar moves in, dies. Luckily, his war garments are covering his private parts. Otherwise, it would be a PG-13 stream. And now the worst thing you could possibly do is try to take on army with a few villagers in the town center. Especially, like we said earlier, a unit with 95 freaking HP. I mean, that's like knight level HP without the knight cost. What do White Feather Guards cost? 60 food, 15 gold. So the typical infantry. The War of the Pikes. Well, so far we got the War of the Castles here. Another second Shu castle going up. Our Aztec. I mean, he's now down only 20 villagers. Lewis is not giving up. If he's taken one thing from Hera, it's the tenacity to just not give up until it's literally time to give up. Other players by now, if the 2 castle drop didn't work, would probably GG'd, but no, Lewis is taking a book out of page out of Hera's book, and he's just keeping on. Now he has a look at this motley crew here. We've got a White Feather Guard, Eagles. We got a Long Swordsman, Jaguar. What the hell is all this? Lewis is down in army, but he's down only 16 vills now. Only down 16 vills. It used to be down 30 vills. So he's done the best thing he could possibly do, which is keep all the pressure on MBL while he himself builds his economy. The problem is this town center with the beautiful green vines, the casks of ale, and the beautiful lanterns is going up to Imperial. And I suspect once he hits Imperial, we may see a GG. I hope not, but we may see a GG. I mean, what can you do? You've got nothing. You're going for redemption right now. Now, you do have a pretty decent army, but if your opponent starts pumping out Imperial Age units, I don't know. Especially Imperial Age ranged units. But we'll see. We'll see in 20 seconds. Lewis is probably kicking himself for spending all that gold on redemption, or he will be kicking himself. Oh, and now he's getting Sanctity as well. It's a lot of gold he's investing into Castle Age techs, and immediately a Treb, immediately a Treb. No more White Feather Guards. Okay. Okay, he stopped the TC from going up. And for the first time this game, Lewis is ahead in villagers. I mean, by virtue of his opponent dumping 1,000 food into going into Imperial, but still, he's ahead villagers. You got a converted war chariot, which moves as slow as a freaking Ratha. And looks like the same horse as the Ratha, although it's moving slow because it's tethered to infantry. Yeah, that's right. The 2nd century Chinese units. Okay, Lewis is up to 800 gold. He's got stone he can sell. He's got a bit of wood he can sell. He's up to 3 town centers. He's ahead 6 villagers. His castle is buying him time. MBL is going for traction trebs. Pardon me, I'm an idiot. No trebs in the castle, my bad. Just the good old-fashioned 14 range traction treb out of the siege workshop. He's going up to 3 of them. Oh, Lemmy, that would be so confusing. Imagine doing the calculus of a battle, not knowing what the hell your unit's stats are going to be in the, in the middle of the battle. Well, MBL's gonna lose, or Lewis is gonna lose his castle. He's keeping, as he has been doing this entire game, his opponent focused on his base. But it doesn't look like he's in a rush to go up to Imperial. He's dumping all of his food into Eagles, his gold into Monks. He might just try to hold this with Monks. Where the hell are you going? White Feather Guard with their pointy, giant pointy halberd looking sticks. I'm curious to see the conversion count at the end. It would for sure be interesting. Can you imagine just your units jumping up in stats in the middle of a battle, reinforcements coming in, the chaos, the confusion? Where's this line coming from? Okay, it looks like MBL is finally striking back now. He's doing it with a bit of slow-moving infantry here. But they're going after a farmer? No, where are they going? Another castle from Lewis. And he's going up to Imperial. Now it is on the high ground. There is only 1 traction treb. Where are the other 2? Okay, they're being wheeled forward. So this castle can survive a long time against those trebs with the uphill bonus. The problem is, I don't even know if it's going to finish. No, it will finish. Now, if only there was a technology that called murder holes that would allow your castle to attack units right next to it. But of course, that's not something players want, except Lewis. He's getting murder holes. Now, unfortunately for him, he's getting murder holes at the same time his castle is about to go to half HP. Veterancy is a pretty cool concept. Now he's going after the Trebs. Front, back, front, back. You thought the Jaguars would be stronger? Well, they're not elite. And they haven't really... Yeah, I mean, this one's at 15 plus 5. This guy's attacking like a freaking late. This guy's stronger than a paladin. That's bonkers. The white feather guards are still here. Okay, they've killed a few villagers. Lewis has actually killed 54 of MBL. MBL's 29. Castle's still up. What a time to get wheelbarrow. He's down in villagers again. About 10% counter. Castle going up. Poutine and a coffee crisp. Oh my goodness. Bon appetit. Yeah, Lemmy, I think Murder Holes was a little bit too late here, but let's see. Lewis has enough stone to repair this castle for the next 5,000 years. MBL has to drop another one. We've got a band of eagles, a convocation of eagles. Moving forward, the problem is, does he have enough to go to the final iteration? No, he's going two-handed swordsman. We're still only at 3 traction treb, and we have got Lube on his way. Okay. What the hell was the point of these skirmishers moving forward? To try to shoo away the repairing villagers? That's not a bad idea. Now remember, if he brings Lube forward, he can actually heal these units passively. But where is this? Where is the gentleman? He's hanging out in the back. You coward. Oh my goodness. Look at the elite white feather god. Look at this armor. How cool is this? We're gonna have to rewind the game at the 55-minute mark. I want to pause and look at their armor. Look at this unit with its oversized attacking. What even is this? Looks like a mix of an axe and a halberd. Castle goes down. Murder holes proving ineffective. Jaguars on the run. MBL's army count is 2.5 times bigger. Still ahead in villager count, and now unfortunately for Lewis, MBL is starting to expand out onto the map. So MBL is held quite nicely. You know what these remind me of? Asgardian soldiers in all the Thor movies with their golden horned armors. Except their white feathers are now blue plumes. Kind of look like Larry David. Oh, he discovers a bit of a move out here. Who moves faster? Obviously the infantry unit, 104 to 88. John Yang, we have been here for the last 3 months. I haven't stopped live streaming. Where have you been? Let's see the Jaguar now, still attacking on a 20. This one's on an 18. This one's on a 20 as well. I mean, come on. A 20 attack for an infantry unit is pretty bonkers. And it can go up to 31 if I'm not mistaken. But he does not have the money to upgrade to the elite. He does not have Garland Wars money. Okay. Lewis's army count is growing. And a lot of it is in champions, which are, I mean, they're good. Better than Eagles, but they only attack on a 16 right now. White Feather Guard count is falling, but more fresh recruits, pardon me, are on their way. MBL throwing the might of the Shu army. The hero is dead, by the way. Even though he was cowering in the back, this has the scent of the final battle here. What a huge engagement. A bunch of converted White Feather Guards champions. Lewis takes it again. 100 HP on these White Feather Guards is ridiculous. I mean, the Armenian champion with 100 HP, the Mayan Eagle with 100 HP, and then there's this unit with 100 HP. And look at the stats. Look at its pierce armor. It just doesn't die. He says as it dies. Ooh, raiding party to the back. Raiding party to the south. Traction Treb versus normal Treb. Which one will be more accurate? But the real battle here in the center, and man, oh man, do these Aztecs monks pose a threat. 65 HP. The Traction Trebs agree. They're targeting them. Yeah, Lemmy, I agree. I feel like the new civs are, number one, a little bit too complicated with the hero units and the different mechanics, and like you're saying, just a little too gimmicky for me. Converted the Traction Trebs. Oh my goodness. I'm trying not to shout and wake up my baby, but wow. Lewis is just not giving up. He is making MBL earn this W, if MBL even earns his W, which kind of looks like he will be as he closes in ever so slowly on Lewis's position here. And Lewis with a few odd movement choices through a couple of castles here. Okay. Problem is, where's Lewis's army? It's not concentrated in any one spot. MBL finally fisting his way straight into the center here with a giant army. And here it is. Actually, reverse that. It's now Lewis whose army is in 5 different spots, and MBL whose army... Sorry, MBL whose army is in 5 different spots, and Lewis who's fisting. Yeah, Bennett, I hear that logic. I've been seeing that a lot on Reddit and on Twitter. People just saying, like, leave me alone. I don't want to learn a new game. I like the old Age of Empires. By the way, we're an hour into this game. To be fair, Lewis still has a castle here to the south. Why isn't he producing more Jaguars? He's relying on his monks. But he's got 0 vills on gold. His northern base is the cockiest farmer in the world here. Finally gets pulled. The northern base is about to get attacked. The center has been breached. The south is defended for the next 2 minutes until the White Feather Guard closes in on these on this trebuchet here. Now with an 8 attack, it's no wonder that these units do not stand a chance against champions. I really am curious of the conversion count at the end of the day here. Another trep gets popped out, but look at the map. There's just no villager action. It says MBL has 0 idle vills, but I don't actually see any vills anywhere doing anything. MBL sold 700 food for gold. He's using that gold for what? Definitely not masonry. What is MBL planning with his 1200 gold here? Fighting again uphill. My elo is still 0. I haven't played. Oh, he's targeting the monks. He's targeting the monks. Somehow, even with ballistics, they're not dying. Oh my god, Lewis in the middle of the battle is microing his monks. My goodness. Lewis. The British Hera here, microing his monks in the middle of 7 different theaters of war. Let's see what's going on around the map. We've got reinforcements being hounded by MBL. The north is again under attack, but the north remembers, as we all know. MBL is now down to 50 army count. Lewis is at 36. And to be fair, the better army count. I mean, he's still missing... Yeah, he's missing Blast Furnace. He's missing Garland Wars. So these, No, pardon me. He does have Garland Wars. Excusez-moi. So the champions attack on a 20. I would love to see some Jaguars now. Now would be the moment where Jaguars would kick ass. But here we go. The death knell. The nail in the coffin. Arbalesters to snipe this army from afar. While the White Feather Guard tanks. Fully upgraded Arbalesters. Do we have Bolt? No, we don't have Bolt magazine. But it looks like he's gearing up to get it. He's selling resources. For sure he's getting Bolt magazine. Trebs fire. First ball misses. Second ball gets a guy right in the head. What a way to die. And that's it. The switch to Arbalesters. MBL. With the switch to Arbalesters at the end, not something our Aztec... Although, to be fair, they do have one of the most strong... one of the strongest skirmisher upgrades in the game with Autolot. +1 attack and range. So he could have added a few more skirmishers. The question is, does he have any archery ranges? I see one. No, he's got one archery range. One archery range, not enough resources for Autolot. What a brilliant transition at the end there for Arbalesters. The second you go Arbalesters with no counter in late game against infantry, you're dead. But Lewis, I mean, I'm gonna clap my hands. Kudos to Lewis. He took this game into 1 hour and 8.5 minutes, and he survived while being behind after that initial attack from MBL that killed so many units and a few villagers. Lewis just put on the pressure. Any other player, except maybe Mr. Yo, Hera, would have crumbled, I think. But no, MBL kept his cool. Let's take a look at the stats here. 307 white feather guards against not a whole much, but 40. So we know at least 44 conversions from Lewis. PKPM, both players, not exactly the highest. Let's see, 67 conversions. Holy moly. Wow. Jacob, hello, hello. Next game, we're going to try to find a DauT game. Somebody requested DauT, and then we're going to find a survivalist game. Let's look at the economies. Yeah, look at this. For a player who was down 25,000 resources, Lewis kept the pressure on and defended so well. I mean, again, kudos to Lewis here. Down 20,000 food, 5,000 wood, all the other resources identical. Relic gold with 3-2. Remember, the Aztecs earned 33% more with their relics, so having 3 relics is kind of the same as having 4 relics. Wow. What a beautiful game. Okay, well, let me load the next one. And again, kudos to Lewis. I mean, that was not an easy win for MBL. He did not... That was not an easy win. Let's just put it like that. Okay, so the next one. Ooh, I actually have a survivalist and DauT game. So we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's see. Oh, John, this is not the first time you're seeing the face cam, right? Although, again, I do apologize. I'm completely unshaven. And I've switched my Coca-Cola shirt. I don't know if you can see this, for a Sprite shirt. So I'm expanding my repertoire of what I call hobo chic clothing attire from Walmart. And yeah, just putting the babies down. So, okay, let's jump into the next game. And somebody asked for DauT, somebody asked for Survivalist. Sprite is spicy? Interesting, okay. Not a take I've heard. But we find ourselves on Glade, which to me looks like a 4-leaf clover, or a snow angel, or a face hugger from Alien. By the way, is anyone watching Alien Earth? Because that show is very good. Cat, now you're just trying to rabble rouse with your Vanilla Coke reference. All right, we've got DauT playing. Oh my goodness, Aztec against Shu again. Blue Shu versus Aztecs. So 2 questions for the audience, live or recorded, live studio audience. Are we going to get to see any shenanigans out of DauT? And is Survivalist going to shove something into something else? Will he shove white feather guards into rams? Will he shove them into siege towers? let's take a look at the map, because Glade is not a map that I'm super familiar with. Like I said, it looks like a bit like a 4-leaf clover or a face hugger. Bit of a narrow, so a bit like enclosed, where you start off in a little bit of a nook with one area. A lot of wood around, so that's pretty neat. Will we see a DauT castle? Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the Aztecs, correct me if I'm wrong, they're, if not the worst, then one of the worst architectural civs in the game, right? They don't have masonry architecture, they don't have bombard towers, they don't have a whole hoardings, they don't have a whole bunch of anything. So a DauT castle won't be very strong, but we'll see if we see it. Let's take a look at the resource count. Okay, so a little bit more gold than your average Arabia, the same amount of stone, decent amount of food, and decent amount of wood. Okay, so DauT has already scouted his opponent. Actually, maybe not. No, he hasn't seen his opponent. Was Survivalist pushing the Ibex or the Gazelle? Pardon me. Okay, now Survivalist is unfortunately going to lead DauT straight to him. And Survivalist hasn't even made any headway into exploring the map. This is what he's seen. Looks like two little feet and an eyeball. Kind of looks like a face, right, with the mouth. Eyeball, lower jaw. Oh, it looks like he tried to Hera DauT, but DauT-doubted Survivalist. Captain Conundrum. Hello, hello. They have the worst castles in the game. Okay, I'm glad I'm not too far off. Okay, so Survivalist has walled himself in. Even his scout has nowhere to go. And this is the worst part. Oh, let's see the Gazelle. Now it's going to go left. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, that was a lot better for him than I thought. Aztec and Shoe is it's the new meta match. Imagine every game tonight is just Aztec and Shoe. Although, to be fair, on a one-on-one basis, the Aztecs seem like they could kick the Shoe's ass. No? I mean, if the Shu go Arbalesters, then the Aztecs have their Outlot Skirmishers. If you go Infantry, then you have Jaguars. I want to see maybe more War Chariots and see how well they do. Are these still... Yeah, what's the deal with the chickens? I think I've mentioned this before. If you click the white ones, it just highlights the white ones. If you click the brown ones, it just highlights the brown ones. And then you click the black ones, it highlights the black ones. Like, well, why not just highlight all the chickens? 100 wood being spent here, so you can gather the 65 food in peace without having to worry. More chickens on the left, more chickens on the right. Buck, 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 buck. Some ostriches. And now DauT's going to be annoying. He's going to force Survivalist to send one more villager forward. There he is. And so Survivalist already down one villager, now going to be down 2 productive villagers. Oh, spicy food is so good. I'm considering doing the 1-chip challenge and filming it for the channel. It has nothing to do with Age of Empires. It has nothing to do with anything, really. Except my my desire to melt my face off. Carbon acid with green. Okay, so he's shoring up his defenses. A little bit strange to build a gate here if your goal is secondary wall off. Not exactly the strongest of structures. Now Survivalist is ahead in villagers because his opponent is going up to the feudal age. So Survivalist, a bit of a longer, maybe quicker castle time, but so far, oh. Shu Villager says enough's enough. F you. And kills the eagle. Okay. Well, never mind. I guess the gate is perfectly fine in this case since DauT has absolutely no army anymore. And now Survivalist is basically free to roam the map. But he misses the bigger picture. What we see on our radar. Beep, 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 beep. That there are villagers moving forward. And oh, I thought this was going to be an aggressive feudal age play. No, no, no. This is a screw your opponent and wall them in. All right. So DauT says, hey, you like your 1-bedroom condo here to the north? You can have it. I'll take the rest of the map. Survivalist, for his part, still exploring Still looking for where his opponent is, not realizing that, again, one player spawning in the 12 o'clock position. You'd think that your opponent is in the 6 o'clock position, but welcome to Age of Empires, where that makes absolutely no sense, and your opponent is therefore in the 8 o'clock position with a duck goose waiting. So DauT says, I don't want to have to deal with any of your bullshit. Plops down an outpost with absolutely atrociously small vision. Now, let's take a look at the shoes. They do get onagers. Now, do you want to invest 800 food, 500 gold just to bust your way out of here? Probably not. Let's see what Survivalist does. To be fair, Survivalist is a player who's probably not too unhappy about having to turtle up. Especially since his lumberjacks, as we said, do generate food as well. DauT, for his part, also fully walled in. Okay. What's the point of this? Point is, he's going up to castle, but Survivalist, as I predicted, is going to be first to castle. Even though when I say first to castle, it's by literally 3 seconds. Finally! He finally discovers where his opponent is 12 and a half minutes into the game. And DauT has left him no room. But okay, Survivalist has seen a good chunk of the map. DauT not really exploring left or right. Both players 26 vills. Dead eagle under the foundation of the wall here. Let's see what the name of the game. No upgrades to indicate anything. Lumberjack upgrades for both players. Horse collar for our shoe. Again, I question getting horse collar for the shoe this early on, especially with the lumberjack bonus. So what do we say? 2 food per minute. So 22 food extra per minute. It's not bad. Every 3 minutes, you get basically a white feather guard for free. Can't really engage these villagers with 9 HP. Everything I say is wrong so far. Yeah, Cat, one day in the future, in like 1,000 years, somebody will dig up the section of this forgotten Aztec wall and find a skeleton underneath and come up with all kinds of theories about how Aztecs used to like burying their dead under walls and stuff, when in reality it was just something completely asinine and normal. DauT usually sucks in feudal age. Well, he walled his opponent and he walled himself in, but he does have those 3 villagers, and oh my goodness, we thought Lewis was heavy on the monk play. No. DauT says hold my beer, or I guess Serb, he's a hold my rakia, as I'm gonna start pumping out my monks. 2 monks in sanctity on the way. Survivalist, economic. He's gonna boom much more than his opponent. So are these monks for aggression or for relics? Where's the blue scout? Has he seen everything? No, he just stopped. Okay. Are you going to the battlefield, or are you going to collect the relic? Ah, we got ourselves a smush. Corey. We've got ourselves a smush. Not exactly Slavic, but 1 relic in. Well, DauT's got 8 villagers on gold to the 1 of his opponent. Do these show economic techs? No, they don't. Oh, yeah, they do. Okay, so he doesn't have gold mining yet. Ooh. Looks like the scout suicided himself rather than get converted. Second relic making its way home. Not too sure where these 2 monks are going. Oh yeah, DauT, I forgot DauT hasn't explored any part of the map yet. Oh, that's so sour. Look how close the relic is to the dark spot. To the fog of war here, but ooh. Monk is gonna see it. Monk is gonna see it. Okay, he sees that one, he sees that one. Are there only 4 relics on this map, or is there a 5th relic making its way home? cat. But I'm ching. Now, so DauT is basically revealing his hand. He's parked his entire army, just like they do in Hollywood battles, you know, when the orcs and Lord of the Rings line up their entire army right in front of the enemy, just so the enemy can know exactly how many troops it's up against. Survivalist has no army. And he's got one flimsy gate here. Josh, no, these are just ranked ladder. Ranked ladder matches. Doesn't look like he's... He does have watchtower, it looks like. Anyway. And here we go. Villager jumps into the TC just to avoid conversion. So one town center will go down. It will give Survivalist time to do what though? One mangonel. Okay, good first volley. Is he gonna do attack rounds? He does do attack round. Beautiful second volley and a third volley. Okay, so it is in fact DauT who is channeling Survivalist by shoving villagers into the rams. No, John, these are just basic ranked ladder matches. No tournaments. I leave the tournament games to more capable casters. And now he's going chicken hunting of all times. I guess he's built his military infrastructure. Would love to see one more siege workshop out of DauT. He has the wood for it. Especially if he's gathering chickens instead of seeding farms. He's got barely any villagers on food. 9 vills on food to the 29 of Survivalist. But Survivalist just has one army unit. That's it. Okay. How the hell do you plan on holding this? Maybe with a castle he's at 580 stone. 10 villagers. The question is, where can you put a castle safely? It's got to go here on the left, right? Or you delete this farm and place it here on the right. This house tells me it might go here. Oh, he forced drop his stone. Where's the castle gonna go? Where's the castle gonna go? Here? Yeah, on the left. Okay. Well, the monks can't really get too close with the TC, but the TC is getting torn down. Oh, you're Elos. Okay. Amigo Wars. Okay. I mean, Survivalist lost his Mangonel, but he took down an enemy Mangonel with him, and now he's using villagers to distract and delay his opponent. I mean, you know it's a DauT game when your battlefield looks like this. A bunch of villagers attacking Mangonels while getting converted by monks who are under attack now. And DauT just lost all his Mangonels. All right, castle will go up with only 2 villagers building. Oh, what a shot! What a shot to the back while they ran away. What's he gonna target down the mango? Yep. Okay, so Survivalist is safe for now. Not much DauT can do right now. You'd love to see me cast a tourney game with DauT. I love his commentary. Anytime they do the Nilly Apartment Cup, his commentary is always funny. The Serb sense of humor is a unique sense of humor. You have to really get it. Oh, another thing you have to really get is going up to Imperial, but wait a second, not on this DC. On this one. Survivalist is ahead a few villagers. Let's see what's going on in DauT's base. Not a whole lot. You know, there are some players who would move their lumber camps closer. Not DauT. He says, I have only 900 wood. I need it for something else. And now I'm going to build a TC. And ugh. I don't like when TCs are built so close to the edge of the map. Just a personal preference. We've got a bit of an OCD stable situation going up here for our Shu. Do the Shu have good cavalry? They don't have hussars. They don't have nightline units. I'm trying to think of their cavalry. Somebody in the chat, do the Shu have good cavalry? I didn't think they did. Or I didn't think it was any particularly special cavalry. double castle. Pardon me, one castle and a TC. So he's prioritizing berries over stone. Interesting. Oh, the monk stepped a little bit too close, and here comes the white feather guard. DauT's 40 seconds away from Imperial. He's down 6 villagers. But Survivalist, there we go. I knew it. I knew it. He was going to shove things into things. Didn't I tell you? Shu has shit cavalry and no bloodlines. They suck on horses. Okay. Edelweiss, I'm glad I made a correct statement about cavalry. I didn't want you... as soon as I said it, I said, shit, Edelweiss is in the chat. He's going to come down on me like a hammer if I'm wrong. What the hell are the stables for? Ooh, I'm an idiot. Light cavalry to counter the monks. So he's going to push with a big old siege tower. Surprised only one. He's getting a traction treb. Where's his siege workshop? Am I blind? Yeah, it's behind here. Okay, so Survivalist is planning a push out now, and DauT has no army for this. Remember, light cavalry come with a plus 10 attack bonus against monks. Now, the good thing is these are Aztec monks, so he's up to 60 freaking HP, not 30, not 45. And he's going to have 12 range in 2 seconds once block printing completes. Illumination for regeneration, Theocracy for the multiple highlighted units. Only one loses their faith. Here we go, here we go. Well, so far a pretty exciting game, 30 minutes in, and here we go, Survivalists push. DauT has no army except what he's going to convert. Where are the light cap going? Okay, they slam into the monks. Those are going to be all dead monks, all dead trebs. The problem is these white feather guards are so freaking weak with their 7 attack. Get back in the tower. Get to the tower. White feather guards, get to the tower. And that's it. Mission accomplished. Oh, why would you tether your units to slow-moving units? Mission accomplished. Well, mission kind of accomplished. He lost his castle, so no more white feather guards for him. Survivalist does still have all this stone here. Just 500. He's got 200, so enough to build another castle. Despite having map presence, DauT does not have map control, so Survivalist can expand anywhere he really wants to at the moment, and now he's on the offensive. They have the worst Hey Guang cavalry, yeah. I figured. I completely didn't realize it was just for the monks, but he trained 18 of them. That's a lot. That's a lot to go up against the Jaguars. The Jaguars are going to have amazing stats now. They're going to kill all these light calves. Oh, here we go, here we go. Look at him go, look at him go. I wish I had the Benny Hill music. Where are you going? Okay, light cav. But DauT's gonna pop his monks in and out of that castle all the live long day. Survivalist is now down 9 villagers. 8 white feather guards. They do not regenerate HP in here, I don't think. Oh, he's jailbreaking it. Michael Schofield style. And look at the treb balls fly. See, that's how you know Survivalist has a touch of the OCD. Instead of continuing to destroy and make just an easy path like this, he has to clear up the rear end first, so it looks nice. It's something I would do for sure. Tower down. White feather guards down. 1 converted Jaguars. Let's take a look at their stats. 15-0, 15-0, 15 plus 5, 15 plus 3. And what about this guy on the left? 15 plus 2. Remember, he's only got forging, so they, by all rights, should just be 15 plus 1. Nemean lion attacks in the desert. Will die. What was that little move? He looks like he kind of double slapped the villager. Okay, so it's not for a military expansion. Oh, cocky castle. I'm surprised he's not turning around and firing on this one monk, but here we go. You should not be fighting jaguars with light cavalry. What the hell? You are just giving your opponent free stats at this point. 15-1, 15-2, 15-5. Has DauT seen that he cut, by the way? No, he hasn't. He has not seen it at all. Survivalist and control militarily, but I don't know. Villagers, he's down. Better switch to arms. That would be funny if that happened at the same time this game. And again, light cavalry actually gets a conversion. That's an amazing conversion. Light cav, like Teutonic Knights, are not really meant to be converted. But the monk pays the price. This monk saved by the skin of his teeth. No, he dies as well. There's not enough surface area for Survivalist to move all of his traction trebs into one attack position. Okay, Survivalist hammering the larger economy of his opponent. Traction trebs to the south, the regular trebs, or to the north, the regular trebs to the south. And now the monks are exposed, but these are Aztec monks again with so much freaking HP. Will he even get one? Yeah, he got one. He got one, but... Oh, look at the little maneuver. The little maneuver. He did a little loop-de-loop. He pulled an Alexander at Gaugamela and attacked through the weak spot in between the units. Beautiful maneuvering here. Now he's got to slow down this advance. And he's going for range, but it's War Chariot. Jaguar's pushing it a little bit too much. The difference between trebs and traction trebs is 2 range. These guys are only 14 compared to 16. And they can be trained out of siege workshops, not castles. Which means you can pump out a whole lot of them. Oh, and you don't need to pack and unpack them. They just kind of move. But also, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't do blast damage. Oh, and also, I should have made a list here. They can be converted. You saw how the monks were converting them from a distance? For a treb, the monk, like for a ram, it has to be right up close and personal. The monk has to go right up to the unit. These guys can be converted from a distance, which is what you see here. He got one. We're going elite eagles. How many barracks does our Aztec have? 10 barracks. Attack upgrades. Pathetic. He's got iron casting. Okay, just finished blast furnace. Needs to get garland wars. Bombard cannon without the chemistry. Yeah, Turkish bombard cannon without the chemistry. Aztec monks are ridiculous. How many light cavalry units did Survivalists have to kill to get those 60 HP monks? What are they at now? Now they're at 75. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know what Survivalist is doing here. He's building himself this little nook. But it means only a few of his trebs can fire at once instead of all of them. Which means DauT can just repair this all the live long day. Also, both players discovering themselves here with a bit of a hippie colony. We are here to make love and mine stone and gold, not war. We'll see how long that peace lasts. I mean, these balls are just missing that monk left, right, and center. We'll see if he gets a conversion before he dies. He does! Yeah, the shoe melee attack is really pathetic. They've got forging. That's the best you can say about them. Oh, but we got Aztec pike, Aztec eagles with attack bonus against cavalry. Behind us, though, Survivalist is pumping these units full of arrows with a War Chariot. Ooh. Gunned it down. Cat, that sounds good. Are you gonna try to play Aztec versus Shu? So we've got a bit of a stalemate here. The Eagles have cleared out Survivalist's miners. Well, they're making the arduous journey back home here. Little by little, DauT's army is getting bigger. There's Garland ores being researched. And FYI, Survivalist has closed this off. So there's no escaping that way or no exiting that way. We are full frontal right now. And Survivalist is just adding whatever units he can. I'm not sure this army composition is great. We're getting siege engineers. That is an expensive upgrade. Another conversion on a war chariot. Let's see the armor. I'm curious to see the armor. Cavalry armor, Hussite wagon, and I guess ballista elephant. Siege and unique unit. Okay. Yeah, he's been breached. He's been breached, and there's nothing he can do here. The melee units for the Shu are absolutely terrible. My goodness. What the hell can you do with a light cavalry that attacks on an 8? And a white feather guard that attacks on a 7+1, right? Yeah, 7+1. That's pathetic. Like I said, this really is a ranged civilization. This is not designed to be anything other than that. Let's take a look at their infantry. They have halberdiers. They have champions. I guess your halberdiers, you can survive against cavalry. Who cares about the extra +3 attack? It's that the attack bonus that matters, the 32 or 28, whatever it is, elephants and whatnot. But what do you do with Haguan cavalry that attacks on a +1? No hussars. It really is a ranged civilization. All right, let's take a look at the stats. I'm curious to see the conversion count here. 70 eagles. So yeah, so DauT just breaches the front. Swarms over the army. Now it makes sense why Survivalist built this ledge here for his units. Hey, Banter. Yeah, this is what I hear from a lot of people. Like, no one really cares about the new civilizations. It's sad, but whatever. 17 conversions, so about 4 times fewer than last game. Economy surprisingly similar. All the relics going to our Aztec. 4 times 1.33333, so that gave him 4,400 gold. So DauT did make use of his map control. Edelweiss, thank you so much for joining. Have a fantastic night. And let's pick one more game. Let's pick one more game. So we saw MBL and Lewis. We saw DauT and Survivalist. Who do we want to see next? We've got Hera. We've got the Viper. We've got Mr. Yo. Who do we want to... first person to name one of those 3 players, I'll find a game. Captain Conundrum says Mr. Yo. Okay, so let me find Mr. Yo. If you're going to say stud, you should say stud muffin. Let's see. Okay, I've got a Hera versus Mr. Yo game. Okay, so we get two big names. Let's see. I wish I had a Mr. Yo Mayan game. That would be pretty cool. Because if you're not familiar, I think Mr. Yo is like the king of Mayans. All right, so let me load the game. $46 APM. All right, we've got another new Civ versus another established Civ, as we've called them, with the extra llama. It is the Incas, although now they're called the Inca. The Mayans are called the Maya. Hera in blue as the Inca. Mr. Yo as the Jurchens. Jurchens? I'm just going to say Jurchens. I'm going to pronounce it phonetically. I have no clue how to pronounce. Let me look at my notes about this civilization. As I mentioned, with the new civs, I have my notes ready. So let's do a civ introduction. Oh my goodness. Explosive, hard-hitting civilization with an eco to back it up. Mounted units, fire lancers attack 20% faster starting in the feudal age. They're gunpowder units with extra line of sight. Scary siege roster with siege units upgrades being researched twice as fast, costing 75% less wood, and siege engineers available in the castle age. Oh my goodness. All of their military units take less friendly fire, and both of their units are ones that infantry and clumped up archers should avoid like the plague. Let's see, the first one, Iron Pagoda. A heavy cavalry unit that ignores melee attacks every 30 or 40 seconds. The second is the Grenadier, a gunpowder unit that throws exploding balls at their enemy and does blast damage with a massive attack bonus against infantry. Oh, so we've got the Incas that come with a slinger that does crazy bonus damage against infantry versus a civilization that has the Grenadier that comes with a massive attack bonus against infantry. And as one last FU to the enemy, both their rocket carts and Grenadiers can be upgraded so that when they die, they explode, causing even more damage to nearby units. The Jurchens can also be tough to push into since they can upgrade their defensive structures to regenerate HP, and all fortification-related techs are 75% wood cheaper and research twice as fast as normal. And what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Oh my goodness. Yeah, Cat, it's another Meso Civ versus another new Civ. What are these giant hares? This is scary. He's pushing the rabbits, the hares. Look at them scratching their little fluffy ears. This hare is as big as the villager. When Jurchen villagers gathered food, the meat of their huntables does not decay. So this is like a stacked powerhouse civilization. This is like, yeah, this is a hard hitting. Now, every time I think Jurchens and I hear about the Grenadier, where are you? Where's your archery range? Yeah, where? Why doesn't it show the unit? Every time I keep seeing Grenadiers or thinking of Grenadiers. By the way, how is he pushing all of these rabbits at the same time? Mr. Yo, ridiculous move so far. It is the abominable Donnie Darko. That is a very esoteric reference, Josh. Do the hares have food? Yeah, it's all 65 food. Oh my god. And remember, these don't decay. What the hell? How did he push all of those rabbits? Meanwhile, Hera's hares, the hares of Hera, are in slow motion trying to jump off the edge of the world. Bennett, he doesn't have to hunt them all at the same time. They don't decay for the Jurchens, so he can just leave them there. Oh my goodness, this is hilarious. No wonder they're trying to run away. Look at this. Okay, well, we've got a glitch in the Matrix. See, this guy had 63 food. He still has 63 food. So I was saying, every time I hear about the Grenadier, I can always think of my high school days when I was into miniatures. Little pewter miniatures of my friend and I played the 7 Years' War. And I was always painting the Austro-Hungarian and the Russian Grenadiers, green and yellow, and the Prussians. Good times. Now, I also think of the German song, the, what is it? The 1, 2, Polizei, 3, 4, Grenadier, 5, 6, alte Geck, 7, 8, gute Nacht. Oh, what the hell is the name of the band that sings that? Somebody must know here. There's a few Europeans lingering in the chat. Who sings the 1, 2, Polizei song? Hera making no effort to wall his base, and let's see why, because his base is completely open. Mr. Yo doing the little back nubbin. Little back portion wall off. No, it's not Ramstein. Ramstein doesn't do light techno. They do heavy, heavy No, no. My God, it's that one guy with those little tiny round, you know, those like little round European glass sunglasses that are like way too tiny, but they're like oval shaped. What the hell is his name? I don't want to Google it in the middle of the game. Does somebody have Google open? Just type in 1, 2 Polizei. Where the hell is Edelweiss? Vengeance? No. Modo! Modo! Yes! Yes, Modo. Thank you, Kat. What a good song. I'm into like techno and EDM. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hide it. And old school Euro EDM was the best. Modo. Oh my goodness. Alright, so Hera. Ahead of his opponent in the feudal age, but by the time Mr. Yo reaches feudal, they'll both be at 23 villagers. Funny how that always works out. Both players with a massive 1 second of TC idle time. Lots of villagers on gold here for our Inca. Whose scout is not doing too well here. Oh, Mr. Yo getting the high ground. Hera looking to get the high ground on this hill, but Mr. Yo denies. Not his first time at this rodeo, and he gets the first kill. Mr. Yo with some fun maneuvers here, pushing the hares. Outmaneuvering Hera is not easy. You like the unique, you like the long shaft of the Kamayuk. Down goes the bear. Now, the Incas do have some trouble pushing out. Not gonna lie. They are not a very strong push civilization. And against a civilization that has... what is it? Siege engineers. In Castle Age? I don't know. Elevator music is cool. You mean Muzak? Castle Age halfway done for our Jurchen. Well, Hera is also going up to Castle Age, so we're the exact opposite of the first game we had tonight between Lewis and MBL, where they kind of dilly-dallied in feudal. Now they're both rushing up to Castle Age. Hera with 4 more villagers, but Mr. Yo will reach it 1 minute and 40 seconds ahead of his opponent, which means he should be able to close the gap. TC idle time is similar for both. Hera's base not closed in at all, and Mr. Yo is going to see all of this. All of these villagers on gold. 10 to his 6. Hera pushing out with archers as if he's playing the Mayans, but no, he's playing the Incas. The meta is even for defensive civs to push. Yeah, I think the... 1, 2 Polizei indeed. The Grenadiers are here. Ooh, right in the face, too. And they do have an attack bonus against infantry, so we'll see how well they do against high ground archers. My goodness. My goodness. These are some pretty cool animations for Age of Empires. This is not an animation I thought I would see in 1998 when I sat down all zitty after my Pizza Hut pizza in the evenings instead of doing homework to play this game on MSN Zone. I did not expect to be 42 years old and still zitty after Pizza Hut, sitting in the evenings and watching this game. Oh, what a bloodbath. By archers. Hera has no army. Hera has no army, and Mr. Yo's here with these Grenadiers. The archers did burn with all the wood. That's a good one. Hera used feudal age Britain archers fully upgraded. Oh yeah, I saw that YouTube video of his. That was like a banging archer pate. All right, well, oh my goodness, what's the range on these guys? Is it 6? Oh, it's 6. It feels like a lot more than 6 when you see how far those bombs go. Those grenades, rather. Oh, and Mr. Yo's doubling down. He's up to 11 of them. Now, the Grenadier is not super expensive food-wise, but it is 65 freaking gold. And I'm surprised Mr. Yo is affording this with only 7 villagers on gold. Second town center going up nowhere near any gold. Okay, I thought maybe he would put it closer to this pile or another pile, but no, so far so nothing. Do they have any attack bonuses? Building +4, condottieri. No, okay, so I think this is the first time I've seen this. They attack infantry bonus +9, except for condottieri. Oh, that's right. The condottiero is a anti-gunpowder infantry unit, so it makes sense that gunpowder balls do less damage. Pierce attack, bonus against rams as well, and spearmen. Okay. They're pivoting to the south. Hera's keeping a watchful eye on this. Monks are moving in. They say, oh, your range is 6. That's cute. Mine is 9. And in they come. He's closing in. He doesn't care about conversions. He wants to kill the monks. He misses both monks, loses 2 units. Make that 3 units, possibly 4 with another conversion. No, that was a disaster for Mr. Yo. 3/8 of his army. There's the TC where I thought it would go. 3/8 of his army for nothing. Now this is potentially dangerous. Yeah, okay. The attack bonus against monks is high, +6, but it's not as high as light cav. Alejandro. Yeah, nice to see you live too. Glad you could join us tonight. I'm planning on doing more of these evening streams. I have some FU farm foundations. Slingers wouldn't be very effective because these aren't infantry units, right? Their bonuses against infantry. What armor class does this have? So it must have unique. Yeah, archer armor, gunpowder, and unique. Okay. So no infantry armor. I think just regular archers you have to go against, but you can't clump them. Like he did, where was it? Like here or wherever it was where he killed all those archers. You can't clump your archers. Eagles could be good because the by the time these guys get one shot off, the eagle will close the distance and close in. So eagles could be good, but you need the numbers. They are very squishy. Look at that pathetic HP, 40. Pretty much a crossbow HP. 2 monks passing each other in the night. Hera getting a relic that's very close. Well, not really getting the relic anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Down he goes. But okay, where 1 didn't survive, 3 might. And now, oh, beautiful. Hera's distract. Oh, never mind. I thought Hera was going to distract this light cav with the eagle while the monks made their way towards the relic. Hera really wants this relic. He's sending 5 monks forward. And there are 3 scouts on the way. I'm surprised he's not going south too. He's going straight into the battlefield here. He is just going point A to point B. I mean, for its HP, it's amazing. I mean, look, the 12 attack. What the hell has a 12 pierce attack in Castle Age? Even a knight only does 10. Oh, ouch. What non-castle unit has a 12 attack in Castle Age or 12 or higher? I know there's 1 or 2. I just can't think of it right now. But that is a ridiculously high attack. Even against units with traditionally high pierce armor, 12 is still a high amount. Okay. The honor guard returns home with the relic. Now Mysterio's dive bombing in on the monks. Oh, these are light caps. They're gonna get all these monks. Yeah, 3 go down in the blink of an eye. That is 300 gold for 160 food. Not bad at all. Wakar, hello, hello. I'm glad you could catch us. Catch us live. Okay, neither monk can really convert the other monk. Look at these giant, oversized ball and chain style grenades that these guys are holding with their little is that like a pickle haub they're wearing on their heads? What is that? It seems almost Turkish. No? This spiked helmet. So far, Mysterio has killed 4 villagers, 28 kills to 5. These units have paid for themselves. 11 kills just for these 5 units. And by the way, out of the 11 are all 4 villagers. Ooh, Wakar, I wish I could post more often, but with 2 kids, I need to work. And I need to, oh my goodness, I thought 1 kid was like a lot of work. I mean, it probably sounds the stupidest thing you'll ever hear. It'd be like, oh yeah, one kid is a amount of work, and then 2 kids is even more. But yeah, I severely underestimated how much how hard it is to have 2 kids. 2 under 2, by the way. So they're both like fresh. Mr. Yo is just not leaving. He's getting his eco upgrades. He's adding in some cavalry. Hera says enough's enough. I want to secure my stone. This is a nice location for a high ground castle. Mysterio, of course, sees it because he's been hounding Hera non-stop this entire freaking game. Monks shoo away the grenadiers. Does manage to get another villager. Oh my god. I mean, Hera's defending with freaking archers. But he's heading up to Imperial. What good is that going to do him? What can the Incas do in Imperial that they can't do in Castle Age against this army? I don't know. 0 minimum range on a skirmisher, extra armor on your units. I don't see what the point of going into Imperial is. Your opponent isn't pressing into you with structures. You don't need trebuchets. That's a lot of food he could have spent on military, but oh, never mind. Never mind again. I missed the forest for the trees, or the trees for the forest, whatever the expression is. He's gonna go Arbalester. What does my wife say about AoE 2? Captain Conundrum, thank you so much. She doesn't have any strong opinions. She likes the game. She doesn't play it. She likes the YouTube channel. Bakar, I tried for 2 years to grow and to do like a daily. It's tough, man. The YouTube game is tough. So I don't think I'll be posting again like daily chemistry and bracer on the way. So he is definitely going Arbalesters, which is not a bad idea here. The problem is, in the meantime, he is losing more and more eco. Mr. Yo is just all over this. Hera hasn't done any damage on the other side of the map. Look at the mini-map. Mr. Yo is just expanding now to the freaking south of the map with a town center. Hera's just stuck on defense, unable to get his eco to a spot where he can actually invest his money in archers and upgrades at the same time, but a Treb comes out. Oh, let me, I appreciate that. My goal is to do... My goal is to do some regular live streaming. And then maybe 1 regular video a week. There you go. There you go. You pick him off. But you got to be careful. Your range isn't that much better than 6, to be honest, at the moment. Light Cav moving in. Mr. Yo himself is only 30 seconds away from Imperial. Let's see what kind of maneuver he can pull off with these Light Cavs. Oh, thank you, Bennett. No, I consider myself incredibly lucky. I haven't been sick in like a month. I'm not gonna go into how sick I was a month ago. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Before I had kids, I don't think I had been sick for like 15 years. And now that I've had 2 kids, I've been sick nonstop. Hera tries to wall, but a little bit too late. That's okay. The castle's here. The Lightcalf should die without doing too much damage. Together with the crossbowman. He's got 17 crossbows. Oh, we tried to expand sneaky to the south. Mr. Yo caught it. That roving band now of hussars. Oh no, fully upgraded hussars. How's their cavalry art roster? Bloodlines, husbandry. Ay. You need arbalesters and you need them ASAP. Now, unfortunately for Hera, there's no Inca bonus for arbalesters. It's the food discount that... The hell's the point of this one slinger? It's the food that gets cheaper, and unfortunately for him, arbalesters, crossbowmen do not cost any food. Yeah, YouTube is tough, and Age of Empires, the community is kind of dominated by, I would say, probably 3 or 4 big accounts when it comes to videos, and like 2 or 3 big accounts when it comes to shorts. And there's no way I can kind of compete or hold a candle against these kind of bigger channels. And unless the game becomes like bigger than it is, it's not like the community is pretty large. Oh, he did oh, I love it. The synchronized attack. He snuck them underneath the TC and then did the attack command. I mean, if this game had like 5 million followers, I think my channel would be much larger, but unfortunately it's a smaller kind of community. So when you have that and it's dominated by like 3 or 4 big YouTube channels, unfortunately it's hard to make inroads. I tried for 2 years. I can't believe I've been doing this for more than almost 3 years now in October. Oh my goodness. Or is it 2 years? 2 years or 3 years, I can't remember. I haven't had a good night's sleep in like, I would say 4 months with the babies. Oh no, Mr. Yo is all over Hera. Oh my goodness, what a slaughter. We know how that ends. Okay, our halberdiers are out. Absolutely no upgrades whatsoever. I'm glad he's prioritizing armor, but right as I say that, he starts getting forging. I don't think you really need forging. You're mostly relying on that attack bonus 32 against cavalry. What the hell does another +1 really add in this stage of the game? Let's see Hera. I'm curious to see Hera's line of sight. Look, he hasn't seen anything. This is the last time he was here on the map. There was none of this. That's how much pressure Mr. Yo has been putting on Hera this entire freaking game. Oh no, Kat, I'm super happy with the with what I've accomplished. Don't get me wrong. 14,000 subscribers is something I never thought I would ever get. But somebody mentioned like making a career out of it. Unfortunately, to do that, you need like 200,000 subscribers. You need like Hera has like 180,000, or you need the views of like the Spirit of the Law videos, which unfortunately my videos do not get. So it's like a tough market to crack. That being said, I'm still here. I'm still around. Maybe a little less active than normal, but to be fair, the more I focus on my career outside of Age of Empires, the more money I'll have to host my own tournament one day, but I'm ching, not to reveal too much. Here we go, castle down. Hera's actually going to push this away. Hera's going to push this away. What an incredible hold here by Hera. Clears out the castle, but he's losing trebs now. Villager counts are similar. Halberdiers are gone. No, you can't. Not against the Step Lancers. Here's a lesson. If you're going to fight against a unit that stacks, you need 2 to 3 times more of your own unit. That just unfortunately is the reality, and all of the halberdiers are dead. These are now elite step lancers, fully upgraded. And this is why you have to have so many more units against stackable units, because everyone uses the red phosphorus patrol command nowadays, and that is it. I don't think Hera's gonna have enough juice here. 14 army count. Trebs and Mr. Yo, holy moly. What an incredible game out of him. What a beautiful game, just non-stop push. Again, this is the last time Hera was here. He saw nothing. None of this. Wow. Crazy, crazy. He's a total beast. What a fantastic game. Hera looked for a second like he was about to push out here with those halberdiers, but again, against, let's say, cavaliers or even paladins, those halberdiers would have done a decent job. But when you're fighting a unit that stacks, like I want to see the I want to see that battle where he lost all of his halberdiers. So here, I mean, this is a lot. 39 halberdiers is not a small amount of halberdiers. Let's do it in slow motion. But now look at what happens when the step lancer stacks, and then every halberdier is getting attacked by 4 or 5 units at once. Here you go. Look how they're stacked. And this is the problem now. The halberdiers aren't even attacking. The second they arrive, they just get gunned down by the one range of the step lancer. Look at that. Look at that. They're just showing up and dying. Oh my god. You can't do that against the unit that's stacked. You can't do that against Kamayuks. You can't do that against step lancers. That was a huge mistake by Hera. Again, against paladins, cavaliers, knights, any kind of Heiguang cavalry, against unique cavalry units, you can do that shit. But against stackable units, nah, you can't. You cannot, absolutely. Okay, your sleeping pills are kicking in. Nice. I tried to sleep easy a few days ago. It was gave me some weird dreams. Have a good night, cat. Can I do a Dravidians versus New Civ match? I'll make a note of that, Benneth, and I'll try to do it maybe tomorrow night. I'm trying to stream more regularly now that I have a bit more time in the evenings. But I think this is going to be it for tonight. 3 games, 2 hours is pretty much all I have the endurance for. I woke up at 5 this morning, and oh my goodness, it's already 10 o'clock. So let's take a look. 6 conversions to 3, 173 kills to 92. I mean, that's twice as many kills. Economically, Hera decent, but Mysterio about 30% bigger economy than him. Even though Hera had the relic gold, about 500 extra gold. Not bad. Yeah, wow, what a game out of Mysterio. Hera held, expanded south. These new Inca castles are hilarious. They're like little bubbles. There's the Kamayuk shaft, the spear that everyone loves. This is what looks like a couple of table chairs here. Or the letter H. Beautiful castle. Not too sure what this is. Well, there you go. Yeah, Martin, you just got here. Sorry, bud. Oh my god. What kind of pills did I took a Sleep Easy sleeping pill. It's an over-the-counter like sleep aid. I think it's just a bunch of melatonin. Ooh, Advil PM, yeah. I've heard good things about Advil PM. But everybody, thank you so much for joining. I'm glad first of all, I'm glad the stream worked. Let me switch to this view so I can address everybody. I'm glad the stream worked. I'm glad there were no glitches. I'm glad, well, except for the beginning. For some reason, I don't know why it took like a half an hour for YouTube to kick in. But I'm glad everything worked out. I'm glad that you were all here with me. And I think that's going to be it for me for tonight. And I'm hopefully going to be wearing a different, cleaner shirt. Maybe shaven with a haircut when I see you next. But probably not. Probably still going to have this beard and unshaven look about me. So for now, everyone, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Hit the like button. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe if you like what you saw. I'm gonna try to make content. Unfortunately, I think for now like I said for the millionth time, my kind of daily video days are behind me. But I'm gonna make an effort to do more regular streams and more regular videos. So the content is still gonna come, but unfortunately, life is so unpredictable. I think I have like an easy morning plan, then all of a sudden, one baby in one room and one baby in the other room, they just start screaming at the same time, and all of a sudden my morning is gone and my evenings are gone. So I can never really predict or be 100%. Anyone with like young kids will understand. But yeah, I appreciate it. So far so good. I haven't heard any screaming or anything like that. So for now, if all works out according to plan and I get a good night's sleep, and then I'll see you back tomorrow at the exact same time. But yeah, for now, everyone have a fantastic night. Thank you for joining. And yeah, I'll see you next time, I guess.